Hello, friends. Welcome to today's daily devotion. I'm Kerry Wood, pastor of the Goldston Methodist Church in Goldston, North Carolina. We are proudly a global Methodist congregation, and today we are wrapping up our exploration of the fourth chapter of Romans. Today we're reading verses 18 through 25, where Paul finally gets down to the nitty-gritty of Abraham's faith story. Hear now these words from the Open English Bible. With no ground for hope, Abraham, sustained by hope, put faith in God, in order that in fulfillment of the words, "So many will your descendants be," he might become the father of many nations. Though he was nearly 100 years old, yet his faith did not fail him, even when he thought of his own body, then utterly worn out, and remembered that Sarah was past bearing children. He was not led by want of faith to doubt God's promise. On the contrary, his faith gave him strength, and he praised God in the firm conviction that what God had promised, he is also able to carry it out. And therefore Abraham's faith was regarded as righteousness. Now, these words, "it was regarded as righteousness," were not written with reference to Abraham only, but also with reference to us. Our faith too will be regarded by God in the same light if we have faith in Him who raised Jesus our Lord from the dead. For Jesus was given up to death to atone for our offenses, and was raised to life that we might be pronounced righteousness. It's summertime, and just about every year lately we have a blockbuster movie that is about a superhero. And every superhero story has what seems to be this basic plot line. Number one, our hero has some characteristic that gives the hero unbeatable power. But the hero has some doubt about that characteristic or self-worth that stops the hero from winning. And the situation is so bad that the hero has to come to grips with the doubts the hero has been facing. And then the hero goes on to victory by overcoming that doubt. Now think about all the superhero movies that you know. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Superman, Batman, it doesn't matter, DC, Marvel, some other flavor of superhero, they all go through those same 4 plot points. So, is Abraham a superhero story? No. Abraham has no characteristic or power. What Abraham does have is faith in a promise with zero reality. Did you get what Paul was saying? Abraham believed that when God said, "I'm going to make you the father of many nations," and Abraham believed it. Remember, Abraham was not some young, virile teenager ready to go and conquer the world. He was a worn-out, tired, 90-year-old man. How many 90-year-olds have you experienced that are ready to go and father a nation? And especially when he's married to a woman who has not had the physical capability of bearing children for quite some time. There is this natural experience known as menopause, and menopause literally means the pausing of the menses and the ability for a woman to get pregnant, to bear children and give them birth. So how can Abraham and Sarah, who have no earthly way of having babies, going to be the parents of nations? God said he could. This promise comes from the one who has power over reality. So Abraham believes that reality can and will change. He is sustained by hope without any grounds for that hope. That is the paradox of faith. Now, Paul says Abraham's story is not just for Abraham, it's for us. It's for you and for me. So is your story a superhero story? Is my story a superhero story? No. I have no characteristics or power. I only have faith. Faith in a promise with zero demonstrated reality. I believe that Jesus Christ makes it possible for me to never die. I said it. I believe I will never die. Now, I don't know anybody in any of my life experience that when the time came, they didn't die. I can remember when my great-grandmother passed away when I was 10 years old. I can remember when my mother passed away when I was 17 years old. I can remember when my other grandparents passed away when I was in my late 30s, and I'm anticipating the day will come that my dad will pass, that my wife will pass, that everybody I know is going to pass. I have done over 100 funerals in my ministry as a Christian pastor. So how can I believe that I will never die? Jesus' death is the atonement for my offenses. And Jesus' life, his resurrection, pronounces my righteousness. And so, even if I die in this life, I will yet still live, because my death in that moment becomes the gateway to my resurrection. I will never die. I believe it. I trust it. I have hope where there is no demonstration of hope. And this is what I offer to you, to have this hope. It doesn't make any sense from a human logical perspective, but that is why it is faith. Goldston Methodist Church is a church focused on this faith, living into this belief that though we die, yet shall we live. And I invite you to come and be a part of what we are doing, living as resurrection people even before we experience the totality of what the resurrection life is all about. Come join us for worship. If you're anywhere close to us, geographically speaking, come be a part of our gathered community. We have Sunday school at 9 a.m. with worship at 10 a.m. at 185 Hillcrest Avenue here in Goldston, North Carolina. If you can't be with us in person, then you're welcome to be a part of our virtual worshiping experience. We are online live through Facebook, and then we post our services on YouTube as well. Come and live out faith. Find hope where there is no hope. Trust in God that the story of Abraham becomes your story as well. Now, we're taking a break next week. I'll be on vacation for our daily devotions, but I invite you to come back in a week when we jump into the 5th chapter of Romans. Until then, may God bless you.